Hey everyone, this is Mike from Mike's Do It Yourself. Today I want to show you how to do a headlight wiring harness replacement. Now this is a 2009 Chevy Silverado. So the second generation 2007 to 2013 should be right there for you. Now right here I'm just showing you the harness itself. It's got the plugs for the flashers on the left side. I'm doing the passenger side. And then the sockets for the high beam and the low beam, and then the main outlet or the main socket for all the wires. So the first step is on your air cleaner box. You want to take off your mass airflow sensor connector, and you just push in the little tab and pull, and you just move that out of the way. And then with a flathead screwdriver, you can take off the band clamp that's around the ducting. And then once the clamp is off, you just separate it. And then the air box, or the air cleaner box, should just lift right up. And then once that's out, you can get to your low beam and your high beam bulbs. And you'll just rotate those counterclockwise to get those out. So that's the low beam. And then the bottom one is your high beam. And then you just push on the tabs and the bulbs will come out. And you can't get the bulbs mixed up because they have different connections on each one, so you won't have to worry about that. So once those bulbs are out, you can take off your main connector. Or you could do that first. And then all three of those connectors are out, or the bulbs are out and the main connector's off. And then you just disconnect the main connector, and then on the other side you'll have your bulbs for your flashers. And then you'll just rotate each of those and take those out. And then these needed a little bit of help to pull those out. They weren't easy to pull out. So that's where the screwdriver came in. And there you can see the holes and then the two sockets. Now there's two 10mm bolts you'll take out from the top of the headlight assembly there, and you'll just pull that top forward or towards the front of the car, and that way it'll give you enough space to get those two wiring connectors around that corner there, because that metal bar is in the way. And you can see I'm just pushing them through there. Okay, so these are the new ones. The longer one's going to be for the top, and the shorter one's going to be for the bottom one. And then you've got the three connectors on the inside, or the forward side. And then those two bolts you want to leave detached in case you need to adjust your wiring. I get that main connector back on and connected. And you can save that to the end if you feel more comfortable putting the light bulbs in first and then putting that main connector on. And the bulbs just plug back into the sockets. And then you stick them in there and rotate them. And just turn it clockwise there. And the next connector, just plug in the bulb, give it a tug, and you don't need to put anything in there. No lubricant or grease or anything like that. Just make sure it stays dry. And then just check your lights before you put it all back together, or you tighten up the headlamp. So all the lights are working. And that was the original problem, was that the low beam wiring was shorting out. So it's time to replace the whole harness. And it is an issue on these vehicles, so it is pretty common where you either have to replace the wiring just for the low beam, or you can just replace the whole wiring harness. And this wiring harness, it's a Dorman in this case. And I did have an issue with the terminal pushing out of the connector when you try to make the connection, but it shouldn't be, an issue on all of them. It might have been just this particular one where it was coming out. So once you get the headlamp reattached with those 10mm bolts, you can put your air cleaner or air filter box back on. And then tighten up your duct. And then don't forget to put your mass airflow connector back on. Well, I hope this has been helpful. This has been Mike from Mike's Do It Yourself. Good luck on your next home or automotive project, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment.